should have four parameters. One is the customer name, another is service number, third one is the units consumed. So based on the units consumed, the bill amount should be generated. But you cannot generate the bill amount as it is. So you cannot uniformly just give billing rate based on the units over here. So based on the number of consumption, the billing amount varies here. So what is the consumption here? So the rate varies according to following criteria. Okay, so if units consumed, if units is from 0 to 100, okay, if the units is from 0 to 100, rupees 2 will be the charge. So if the units is consumed from 0 to 100, rupees 2 will be the charge. Suppose if units is from 101 to 500, so up to 500 units, you can see in your EB billing system in your home. So up to 500 units, you have a separate slab for it. Before 100, you have a separate slab, and after 500, the charge will be maximum. Okay, so now for more than 101 to 500, the cost is actually rupees 2.5, 2.50 paise. Now, unit number 3. If units more than 500, rupees 3.50 will be the charge. So maximum amount of charge will be given if the units is more than 500. Okay, so my project should consist of the customer name, service number, units consumed, and billing amount here. So if the billing amount is given over here, then billing amount should be computed based on the criteria which I have given over here. If the units is from 0 to 100, you should have some amount. If 101 to 500, you should have some other amount. And if it is more than 500, the maximum rate will be given over here. Okay. Now, the final result, the final bill should be stored in Excel file, like as follows. So what should I store? I should have the name first, then I should have the service number, then I should have the units consumed, and I should have the billing amount. Okay, so customer name A, service number, let us assume that 2003, units consumed 650, and the billing amount is 2345. So customer name B, service number 2450, billing amount, service units consumed 512, and billing amount 1725. So it should be appearing in this order, exactly in this format. Okay, are you able to visualize the screen now? Are you able to understand what is the problem here? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a problem statement. So let us assume that this is just like a mini project. So don't consider this as a project, because I want to do a miniature level of project, because within the stipulated time of 1 hour, you can only do a mini project like this. Okay, now this is the problem statement. I hope you can understand from this. So I have given a respective slab rates for units which is given over here, and I have to compute the BAB bill based on this. I need a format exactly in this, where the bill will be generated in an Excel file. Okay, a cumulative bill will be generated in Excel file. So if n number of customers are there, n number of bills will be generated in Excel file like this. Okay, so this is how you have to do a project. Okay, so I will just demonstrate how it can be done on step-by-step basis. Okay, clear. So those people who have attended my class for the last two sessions of Arrive, how to write Excel file, how to read and write all this file will be knowing this. So we will have a practical touch on it. Unless and until you apply the concepts in a real-time scenario, it's very difficult to understand. Okay, so we will just apply the concepts in the real-time scenario from now onwards. Okay, now and the technical specification here is note classes has to be used in this project. Okay. So I'll tell you classes and objects. Classes and objects has to be used in this project. Okay. So if you use object-oriented programming, then it will be very simple to implement this. Okay. Now, I hope you are able to understand this. Any doubts in the problem statement now? Mukundan, are you able to understand the problem?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will try to implement this on step-by-step basis. Okay. I hope everyone is listening here. Listen carefully how to implement this. So see here, when you just see the problem statement, okay, which parameters are essential and which parameters has to be computed. Just look into the problem statement and tell me which parameters are essential and which parameters has to be computed. Just say this. There are four parameters here. Are able to understand? There are four parameters. Which parameters are essential parameters where I have to give us an input and which parameters has to be derived. Can anyone tell me from this?
Sir, name, service number, unit.
Yes, exactly. So these are the three parameters which are essential parameters, and the billing amount I have to derive from it. Okay, so I have to give three inputs and I have to get the fourth as an output here. Now, first I will just try to generate an HTML file. I will write a HTML file and I create a form method equal to post here. Post. So action equal to compute bill. Compute bill.php. Compute bill.php. That is a file where the data is going to get transferred. Okay. So first parameter is I have to give the name parameter. So name, I give an input parameter, input type equal to text here, and name is equal to customer name. So I just give it as customer name here and I use a BR tag. Process. Okay, so the first parameter I have to give is called as a customer name. So that's the name which I have to get from it as an input. So next parameter should be the service number. So service number, whenever you just go and have a glance on your electricity board, which is located outside of your home, you can see there is a number. So that number is called as a service number. So the customers will be identified based on this number only. Okay, so the service number should be the input over here. Input type equal to text and name equal to service number. Okay. Now I have to use a BR tag here. And third one, what is the third one? I have to use is units consumed. So units consumed. Units consumed. Input type equal to again text here. So name equal to units. So I just give it as units here and give a BR tag. Okay, and finally, that's all. So all three inputs are there. And finally, I have to establish a submit button over here to just post the value to the server. I just give a submit button, input type equal to submit. Type equal to submit. And the value is equal to submit here. Okay. And finally, that's the end here. And you just close the form and you close the HTML. Okay, now when you look into my HTML, you can see that there are 3 input parameters: name, service number, and units consumed. So that is the required parameters for my EB billing system. So based on this units, I can just compute the billings based on the slab rates which I have given over here. Okay, now listen carefully. Now name this file as similar to a file which is named for PHP. So PHP file is named as computebill.php. So I will name this file in the root folder of the server. So my root folder is in C:\vamp64 and ww, and in IT folder I have the root folder here. So this is my root folder. I just name this as compute bill, and this bill file is called as HTML file. So I just name it as computebill.html. So it is already there, just I overwrite it, and I just have a glance on it, how it appears here. Now you can see here. So this is the HTML file where it has 3 parameters: name, service number, and units consumed. So finally, when I give submit, the bill should be printed, and similarly, the bill should be transferred to an Excel file also. Okay, you should have 2 types of output here. Okay, now the HTML file is given over here. Now, what does the condition says? So the condition says that this lab rates has to be implemented, and then you should use a concept called as classes and objects. This is very, very important. So you should use a concept called as classes and objects. So whenever you are developing a mini project or a major project, try to incorporate classes over that. That's called as a best practices of programming. Okay, so we will incorporate some best practices of programming whenever you try to make an object that can be reusable. You can reuse at any point of time. Okay, so that is the advantage of using classes over here. Now I just write a HTML file. I close this. I create a new HTML file. So new PHP file. And first point, I write a class here. And my class name is called as compute bill. So do not confuse with the PHP file name. Okay, I create a class called as compute bill, and which has certain parameters. So what are the 4 parameters I should have? All the parameters should be public. So first name is called as customer name. So I just name it as customer name. Next one I should have public. Next one should be service number. And the third one, I should declare it is called as units here. Units. And the fourth one, it should be, let us now understand, just leave it. Okay, because we will generate as an internal file also. Now listen here, there are 3 parameters here, and the 4th one will be derived from this. Okay, now, so I will just make this as public. Okay, public bill amount. Okay, bill amount. So 4th parameters. So 3 parameters I have given an input, and the 4th parameter will be automatically generated based on this. Okay, now I have a class called as compute bill. Now the first step what I have to do here is I have to collect the parameters from the HTML file. Okay, and I should involve a constructor. There are 4 parameters here. See, all these 4 parameters should get initialized and you should get computed over here. So first I have to make a constructor for this class called as compute bill. So how will you write a constructor? Can anyone tell me how to write a constructor for this?
Sir,
yes, exactly. Yes, who is saying that? Hello?
Sir, Abhinandan, sir.
Abhinandan, tell me, Abhinandan, yeah.
Sir, public function.
Very good. Public function.
Space underscore construct.
Space underscore, single underscore or double underscore, Abhinandan?
A single underscore.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Double underscore.
Double. Okay. No issues. Okay. Double underscore. Then constructor or construct, Abhinandan?
Construct.
Exactly, very good. Construct. Okay. So, Abhinandan, my question is, if you don't use public, okay, before a function, what will happen? If you even don't use public, by default it will be public itself. Okay, so if you use public or don't use public, that does not make that is least significant here. But anyhow, for good programming practice, just make it as public over here. So construct. Now you should have 4 parameters. You should initialize 3 parameters here. Now listen carefully. I initialize customer name, cust name, comma. Second one is service number, and third one is units. Okay, so I want all of you to be very interactive. So at any point of time, I'll put a pass and I may interact with you. Okay, now I want to initialize. Imagine I am passing 3 parameters: customer name and service number, units to this respective parameters over here. Now these are called as local variables. All these three are called as local variables, but these 3 are called as properties over here. So using these local variables, and I have to initialize all these 3 properties. So what should I do? I think Pavitra, are you connected, ma? Pavitra, are you connected?
Sir?
Yes, Pavitra, are you connected, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Pavitra, can you tell me how to initialize this parameters, that is public parameters, using this local variables? I have 3 local variables and I have 3 public parameters. Just ignore this 4th one, okay, because it is going to be generated automatically. Okay, now I have to initialize these 3 parameters with the help of these 3 local variables. So what should I do? I have to initialize these parameters. Yes.
Sir, using this.
Yes, using this. Whether I have to use dollar this or simply this, ma?
Sir, dollar this.
Yes, use dollar this. I put an arrow mark here. And what is the name of the first parameter? It is called as dollar customer name. Since dollar existing in this, simply use customer names. Cust name, okay, and equal to, now you have to assign the local variable name. So local variable name is called as dollar cust name. Now use dollar cust name. So whatever you see here on the right side is called as a local variable. Whatever you see on the left side is called as a property name. So property name is this one. Okay, so customer name, and the next one is this hyphen, and service number is equal to service number, and third one is hyphen units is equal to dollar units. Okay. Now, I think I have initialized all these parameters. These are the parameters which I have got from HTML5. So this will be initialized here. Now, the next one is the 4th parameter is called as billing amount. Okay, so I have given a slab over here, isn't it? The slab. So what is the slab says? The problem statement. So in problem statement, if units is from 0 to 100, I should compute the value called as with 2. If units is from 101 to 500, I should compute with 2.50. If it is more than 500, then I have to use 3.50 as computing for per unit here. Okay, now I just turn up the question to someone else. Now I want to compute this billing amount here. Okay, now how to do this? Mahalakshmi, are you connected, Mahalakshmi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mahalakshmi, I think you can say any one statement over here. Even if it is wrong, don't bother about that. Okay, just I want you to make a try, that's all.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma. How will you compute the billing amount, ma?
Sir, if unit is 0 to 100, the
Okay,
amount will be
shall I write like this? If units
dot
greater
sir,
than or equal to 0
equal to 0
and
and less than or equal to 100, sir.
units less than or equal to 100,
100.
then tell me, ma, what should I do?
Bill amount equal to
Yes,
units
exactly.
into 2, sir.
Bill amount is equal to
Dollar
units
units into 2, sir.
into 2. Exactly. Very good. Okay, good, ma. Okay. Yes, dollar units.
Greater than or equal to 101.
Yes, exactly. 101. And symbol
Dollar
dollar
units
units.
less than or equal to 500.
Less than or equal to 500. Then what should I do?
Dollar bill amount equal to
Dollar bill amount equal to
dollar unit
dollar units
into 2.5.
into 2.5. Okay. Okay. So
Yes.
now, yes, exactly. So now the third one, Mukundan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mukundan, I think this is the last condition. What should I do here, Mukundan?
Just put else statement, sir. And
Okay,
then
put-
dollar bill amount equal to
Yes, dollar bill amount equal to
units, dollar
units, dollar units into the amount which I
multiplied to
given
3.5, sir.
3.5.
3.5.
Okay. Okay. So the answer is I have given over here. Now, Mundan, you are supposed to say the last statement also. Now I want to initialize the bill amount property with the help of bill amount local variable here. So what should I do? So I initialize this is called as local variable, bill amount equal to 0. This is called as local variable. Now I have computed the bill amount here, that is again local variable. I have to initialize this property here, bill amount property. So what should I do?
Sir, making it global, sir.
No. So, see, making in global is actually, you refer to an ordinary PHP file. Okay, but this is a property of a class. I want to initialize a property of the class using this variable. This is called as a local variable, whereas this is called as a property. So what should I do?
Sir, this of bill amount.
Exactly. This of, very good. This of
This of bill amount equal to bill amount, sir.
bill amount equal to dollar bill amount.
Bill amount.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
So in else is instead of 500, 5,000 is given, sir.
Again, once again, it is
So
500. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now, I think I have computed this using constructor. Next one thing, what should I do is I should display the bill also. Okay. At the same time, I should display the bill and it should also get stored in an Excel file. So I should display the bill like this. Okay. The bill format will be like this. Bill format is name, and I should get the name here. And the next one is service number. I should get the service number here, something like this. And units consumed. Say for example, this called as units consumed, and bill amount. I should get like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is the way, this is the order of billing. So I should exactly after computing, I should get the bill like this. And similarly, whoever is getting computed, it should be stored in the Excel file like this also. So say at the same time, the bill should be printed and the bill should be pushed to an Excel file for a database. Okay, so now what I have to do here is I just write another function called as public function get bill. So get bill is a function which I'm writing here. I use two curly brackets. Now what should I do? I have to print it here. So echo. So first I will print in a bold format. So make it as H3 tag for making in bold format. Echo. Then I should print name here. So name after name should actually consist of the customer name here. Customer name is actually stored in this dot customer name. So I just use curly brackets, this hyphen cust name, this hyphen cust name, and I use a BR tag. So BR tag means it will come to the next line. Okay. The next one is echo. The next is service number. Service number. And I use this hyphen service number because this is the property which I have used here. Service number, use BR tag. Close this. And the next one is echo. Third one is units. Units consumed. Units consumed. And units is given as this of the property name is called as units here. So again, BR tag. And finally, the last one is bill amount. So bill, and you should have this, and the bill amount is given in this of bill amount here. So I close this BR tag. Okay. Now finally, at the end of this course, end of this statement, you should use echo H3 tag because H3 I have opened it, I should close it so that all these things flanked between H3 tags will appear in a biggest format. Okay. Now my entire class has been done here. I have completed my class. Okay. So my class, I have used two methods. One is called as constructor and another is called as get bill. So as soon as I call this get bill, the bill will get printed over here for the respective class. But the problem here is you should actually generate an Excel file. Okay, now what should I do here to generate an Excel file? First, what should I do is I have to collect all the names. Is it visible to you? Is it visible to you at the moment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now first I have to collect the customer name. So I use customer name. So $_post and name of the text box is customer name. Next one, I should get the service number. So service number is equal to $_post. I should get service number. And third one, I should get the units here. So units equal to $_post. And units is, I think it's units. Now, so I have got three parameters. So all these three parameters should be passed to a constructor to get initialized here. To get initialized, I should pass to a constructor. Okay, so constructor is here and see what is the name of the class. The name of the class is called as compute bill. So to pass all these parameters, so I create an object here. So object name is called as obj is equal to new of compute bill. Compute bill is called as the name of the class, and compute bill is going to accept three parameters. One is called as customer name. So customer name. Next one is service number. And the third one is units here. Units here. Okay. Now all these parameters will be passed. Now what should I do is I have to print the bill here. I should print the bill. So what should I do here? Can anyone tell me how to print the bill? Yes, how to print the bill now?
$OBJ.
Yes, I think Mayappan, apart from you, someone can answer. Mayappan, apart from Mayappan, anyone can answer. Abhinandan, are you connected?
Yes, sir.
Abhinandan, how will you generate a bill, Abhinandan?
Uh,
So what is the object here? OBJ is called as object here.
Object, yes, sir.
Okay, now how will you generate a bill for this?
Sir, not sure, sir.
Okay, no issues, Abhinandan, don't worry, no issues.
OBJ
Okay.
of get bill
Yes, OBJ
and get bill function on the call, sir.
I just use a arrow here, and what is the name of the function? Function name is called as get bill. So if I use call get bill, automatically the bill will get printed. I will show you. I just close this Excel file. So I'll do it step by step basis. Okay. Now I generate this, name this file as compute bill here. Compute bill.php. Okay. So now, just I give the name here. So name is Mayappan. Mayappan. Service number is 10234, and units consumed is 452 units. Okay. Now you can see here the bill is generated. The total billing amount for Mayappan is 1130. Okay. So the bill has been generated. Now for another one, now I give the name called as Naresh Kumar. Naresh Kumar, the service number is 4565, and the amount units consumed is 624 units. Now the billing amount is 2184. This is the amount. Okay, now we can see that whenever I pass the bill, your bill is getting generated. If I give the inputs, bill is getting generated. But all this information has to be stored inside an Excel file. I should store it inside an Excel file. So what should I do? What should I do? What should I do here? So how to evaluate this? I should actually write it, all this contents inside a file, inside an Excel file. These are all temporary information which will show me the information, and that bill will get exhausted after I just quit the session. But I want this information to be persistently stored inside the Excel file. Say for example, for the first two people I have generated a bill over here. That bill is generated and that is not getting stored. You can visualize the bill, that is not getting stored. Okay, but I want these two people to get stored inside a file, Excel file over there. So after generating 10 bills over there, if I just open an Excel file, all the 10 bills should be existing inside that. That data information should be persistently stored there. Okay, so what should I do? Now listen carefully. Here comes the problem. Okay, so you should know the exact way of generating this. This is very, very important. The exact way of generating this. This is a very important topic as far as whenever your project is concerned here. Okay. So any bill you can generate in a static fashion, you can generate it dynamically, you can generate it, but when you want to store it in a persistent way, then obviously that is the difference between a project and a program. So you all should be you all should be intended to develop projects here, not programs. Okay, so to store it persistently, what should I do is I have to open a Excel file. So I open Excel file, I generate file. This is called as a file handle. I open a Excel file called as fopen. Okay, now I generate a file called as bills.csv, which is, I have already explained this. Okay, so Excel file is not stored as XLS. The Excel file will be generated in a format called as CSV. It is called as comma separated values. Comma separated values. Okay, so this format is actually an Excel format. All the bills will be generated in this fashion. Now listen here, bills.csv, and you should not open in write mode. What will happen if I open in write mode? Can anyone tell me what will happen if I write mode here? What mode I have to open it?
Open mode.
Exactly. So why Mayappan I have to open in append mode Mayappan?
சார் அப்பதான் சார் இருக்க கண்ணு கூட சேர்ந்து எழுத முடியும் இல்லைன்னா ஓவர்
I
ரைட்
think you
ஆயிடும்.
can better talk in English. Okay, Mayappan, why I have to open in append mode? Because if I have 2-3 contents over there, the previous content will get erased if I open in write mode. Say for example, first bill I have generated for Mayappan, and that will be getting stored in this file. Once again, if I open the same file in write mode, if I generate a bill for Naresh, Mayappan bill will get deleted.
Yes,
That
sir.
bill will be getting extracted. So only you will be able to store the last bill which is generated in the file. So I want all the bills to be generated. So I have to open this file in append mode. So I open the file called as A plus mode or A mode. No issues. Okay. A plus means you can read as well as write. No issues over here. Now I have to write the bill. But the problem here is if you just write a bill, generate a bill, listen carefully. To write Excel file, yeah, you should use this file called as fput.csv. So this is called as a function. You should put fput.csv. This is a function which is used to write an Excel file. So if you want to write ordinary file, you can use fwrite. So if you want to write Excel file, you have to use fput.csv, which I have already explained in the class. So fput.csv accepts two formats or two parameters. The first parameter is called as file handle. So I just generally give a file handle here. So file comma. File comma. Okay, so file handle is called as file here. And the next one should be the content over here. So what is the content? I don't have any content over here. I cannot call object.bill over here and just write the content over here. But the second should be an array. The second should be an array of elements. Okay, because when you are writing an Excel file, you will have a row and you will have set of columns. Okay, an array will have a row and it has set of columns. So you can write only an array inside an Excel file. So now I need an array. Okay, where the bill is generated, I need an array here. So what should I do? Let us assume that ARR is called as array name. Okay, I just write $ARR. This is called as an array. I need an array over here. So what should I do? What should I do?
$ARR equal to
$ARR equal to
array of
yes again yes array
open right close bracket, sir.
okay
inside $cust name
$cust name. Okay, but how will you get the bill, Mayappan? Obviously you are correct, but how will you get the bill amount here? Because $cust name, $service number, $units are given here. Directly you can pass 3 parameters. But I need the 4th parameter also. 4th parameter amount exists over here. So what should I do?
Sir, this, sir.
No issues. Listen carefully. Where I call this get bill function, I call it here. Okay. Now I use a call like this. I use ARR. That means it is going to return an array over here. And I call this function. At the end of this call, array will be returned over here. But this does not return an array. So what I'm going to do is use return array. Okay. What is the first parameter I should have? The customer name, isn't it? So this customer name. Second one. What is the second parameter I should have? It should be the service name. So next is this hyphen service name, service number, sorry, it is service number. The third one, I should have this hyphen units. And the fourth one, I should have the bill amount. So bill amount, you know here, it is stored here. So bill amount. Okay, now, so this will be returned as an array. Okay, and this array will be stored in a variable called as ARR. So ARR is called as an array. So I write fput.csv. So at the end of this, I close this file. Fclose, I use the header file, file handle here, file, $file. Now listen here, the job is done. Okay, so I generate a bill. At the same time, bill will be generated and it will also return an array to write it inside a CSV file. So this array will be written directly inside a CSV file. So I will show you, listen carefully, I will show you. Now see what is the name of the CSV Excel file. It is called as bills.csv. Okay, I will show you here. First, I generate a bill now. So first bill I generate for Akash. Akash 1005. It's a service number. And units consumed is 456 units I generated. So the 1000 bill is 1140. Now I just generate for Mayappan. The second bill service number is 5602 is the service number, and units consumed is 783 units. Okay, now amount is 2740. Now third name I give Mahalakshmi, and service number is 2304, and units consumed is 662 units. So third bill is generated. Now I go back and I generate the fourth bill here. So Naresh Kumar, service number is 255, and units consumed is 701 units. So the billing amount is 2453. So I have generated 4 bills over here. So for all the 4 data should be existing inside an Excel file. So see here, what is the name of the file? Excel file. Excel file name should be bills.csv. I have not generated Excel file, but it will be automatically generated because append mode or write mode automatically generates this file even the file does not exist. Now just I go here. I just go inside this my root folder. You can see here there is a file called as bills.csv, and this should have 4 file formats here. Now see here, first name Akash, data is stored, and his units consumed, billing number, Mayappan, his billing amount, Mahalakshmi, her billing amount, and Naresh Kumar, his billing amount. Okay, now I can use this file as a database to extract the corresponding service number and his billing amount. Okay, are you able to understand this? Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any doubts? You can just put me the questions now. So again and again repeating, studying the language is not important. Knowing the syntax and semantics of the language is not important. It matters how you apply the language in the real-time scenario, how to apply the language to solve the problems. Okay, so that carries the weightage. That is called as the engineering way of solving. You might be knowing, you might be mastering the subject. Okay, you might be scoring very good marks, 90-95% of marks. So that is least concerned by, the companies are least bothered about that. The companies bother whether the problem is given and you are able to solve that problem using your technical skill set. Okay, so you have learned PHP. You should know how to apply the PHP to solve a real-time problem like this. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. So far what we have done, I have not said how to connect with the database, but I have said how to use a file as a database. Okay, so in the previous classes, we have come across how to use a text file as a database. Now I have said how to use an Excel file as a database. So with this, we will confine our class